Hello class! I am Rainier Josef Junsay, your student teacher for today. So in today's discussion, we are going to talk about the stage lighting. So without further ado, let's start. So lighting in theater plays a major role in the success of a play. For lighting, it is one of those factors that bring life or bring a different aura in a theater. Lighting is more than just being able to see the actors. It is a medium which an entire play depends. It is critical in conveying the proper atmosphere. Now, let's start with the types of lighting that is used in theater play. Now, let's start with the floodlights. So, floodlights are the simplest of all the theater luminaries, comprising of a little more than a lamp and a reflector in a box that can be panned from side and tilted up and down. They have no lenses, so the output characteristic of the floodlight are determined by the reflector and the lamp type. So this light can be suitable for lighting skies and clouds. So floodlights comes with two variations, the symmetrical floodlight and the asymmetrical floodlight. Now, let's start with the symmetrical floodlight. But before we start with the symmetrical floodlight, these are the example of the floodlight. So, the traditional symmetrical theater floods use domestic shaped lamps in a bowl-shaped reflector, giving a uniform distribution of light in all directions. So, its major benefit is giving an equal light on all directions. So, through the use of symmetrical floodlight, the light is equally distributed above and below the horizontal axis of the lamp and also equally to each side of the lamp. So, that is the symmetrical floodlight. So, this is the example of the symmetrical floodlight. Now, let's move on to the asymmetric floodlights. So these lights are often called as cyclorama. That lights are special type of floodlights used for illuminating backdrops and scenery. They use a special shaped asymmetric reflector in order to produce light beam that spreads much further in one direction than the other relative to the horizontal axis of the lamp. So it is shaped as asymmetric in order to produce light that spread further in one direction. So floodlights are type of lights that gives off a wide angle, clear light, but have a drawback of a little control over the spread of light. So that is the asymmetric floodlight, and this is the example of the asymmetric floodlight. So this is the example of floodlights in use on theater stage. So in this picture, you can see that the floodlight gives an equal light on all directions. Now, let's move on with the other type of stage lighting, which is the focus spots. There are two types of focus spots, which are the Fresnel and the PC. So in today's discussion, I am just going to discuss the Fresnel spot. Now, let's move on with the Fresnel spot. So, Fresnel spots. So, this lens is unique in its design and it is easily identified by the step concentric ring that form the surface of the lens. So, it is named after its inventor, Augustin Fresnel, who developed these lenses for the use of the lighthouses. So the Fresnel luminaire is the workhouse of all theater luminaires. So Fresnel are very versatile luminaires that are often for stage color washes as well as for selective highlighting. So it has also become one of the most popular used in the luminaires for the stage lighting. So Fresnel luminaries produced a soft edge beam of light that is brightest in the center and gradually darkens toward the edges. So a Fresnel can be used for backlighting or top lighting. It also can be used with color fillers. So that is the Fresnel spot, and this is the example of the Fresnel spot. So this is the example in using the Fresnel spot. So In this picture, the Fresnel spot is used as backlighting in order to highlight more of the actors. So that is the end of our discussion about the stage lighting. So I hope you learned something in my discussion, that lighting is just more than able to see the actors. That lighting is critical in conveying the proper atmosphere. So that's the end of our discussion today. I am Rainier Josef Junsay, your student teacher for today. Goodbye!